Hello and welcome back to Timberguide. My name is Holzi, and as you can see up here, we are in 1.0. It has finally released. We're out of the experimental one, and there's a bunch of new stuff. Slight changes, map improvements, other things that are also outside of what we have seen in the experimental semi-series. But let's jump in. So, at the end of the last episode, we finally got more wood. We expanded all of our areas over here. We are in a drought at the moment, and the plan is for today to prepare for eventual bad tides. So bad tides are basically brown water. It poisons the land, and if your beavers get contaminated with it, they will get ill and eventually might even die. So we're gonna have to avoid that. And to do so, what we need to do is create a diversion. On a bad tide, these pipes will turn on and spill out bad water. So we need to divert them elsewhere, either up or over here. We can see which one works. And also over here, the normal water sources also turn into bad sources. And the thing is here, as I learned now, that water sources at the edge of the map have an invisible wall all the way up, which means we can't just put a small dam here. We need to go all the way up until we meet this area. And on these blocks here, put something. So here on these dams, basically on that height, we can finally divert the water. That's one of the plans. The other one is to look at this lovely tab over here. Automation. Completely new. They added in the last, was it maybe week or 1.5 for the actual 1.0 launch. And this is really powerful stuff. We're going to get into that today a little bit as well. It's going to help us automate all the pausing and unpausing or droughts and bad tides and everything. But this is quite the project, so therefore I want to get this started. And in order to do so, we actually need to look into a third thing. We touched upon it at the end of last episode, and that is haulers. And the reason being is that if we put a path up here and build a dam up here, the builders would need to walk all the way back here to get wood. So we're going to put up some temporary wood storage, and so that our builders aren't completely busy filling those up, we're going to have them be filled with haulers. But with that, even these two houses are not enough. So we're going to build even more housing and hopefully not meet our doom with our water and food supply. So that's already in. Let's connect it, these two, and that should give us a few more beavers. The other thing is a hauling post that we will need, and that we find here in the district management. Let's plonk that down here. Builds also another builder set. That one we need to unlock, but this will give us up to 4 additional builders. So together with the 4 from the district center, we actually up this. We're going to have 8. We need to be a bit efficient with our beaver management in the beginning, just so we have enough people until all of the ones from desasters grow up. So this is the essential things we need in order for building both this massive dam as well as building a diversion system here. I will start with this one over here. There's a little gap that I left here for whatever reason, I don't remember. But we're going to use that to get over here. That is not what I wanted to do. So not what I wanted to do. There we go. And then get our stairs out and work our way up here. This is going to cost a lot of planks, a lot of wood, but there's no way around it. So I want to put a storage down here, one bigger one, plonk that here. Yes, go up here, here, and then down here again. That should give us access to everything we need. There we go. So the other thing we will need are levees. So these are solid blocks that can block water for a height up to 1, and then you can build on top of these. So with these, we will be able to build a massive dam here that in its way right now, I'm going to pause for a second, will actually block all the water. So the water needs to go all the way up here before it can spill over. And on top of that, we will be putting double floodgates. Sluices are no longer there anymore. They're now either a throttling valve or a fill valve. A fill valve will let water through until a certain filling level below has been reached, and a throttling valve is a one-way outlet, as it says there, with an adjustable flow rate. So here you can decide how much water should come through rather than to which level below should it be filled up. But both of these require metal. The throttle valve, even treated planks, we're nowhere near getting that at the moment. So in order to be fast, I will be putting double floodgates here. That way, when I pull them up, as you can see here now, it will go above this. However, in order to build all of this, we need to remove these for a second. Also realize this will not let water through. However, in order to have a successful diversion, I will need blocks here. This one needs to be paused a second, and then here we'll need down. Now, this way, actually, just in case. So this way, this should now all be connected. Oh no, I have path over here. There we go. Yes, but I need to wait with the floodgates so that they can reach this, and then they can build all of this. This one, we want lock storage, and we want this to obtain goods from other warehouses. We're going to prioritize this by haulers, and that means that the haulers we're going to have in here will just carry locks over here until it's full. And that means the builders will only have to go a little way here. This is still fairly long, so I'm actually thinking if I could actually, now think about it. 1, 2, 3. Put that over, and we can delete this here as well. Wood, prioritize by haulers, and then click obtain. And now we're just gonna copy that over to the other two. These 3 should be priority. I mean, they need to build this pass in order to get up, but as soon as that one is done, I want them to start with this one so that they can start obtaining wood. So that's diversion number 1, and they can start building that as soon as we get our plank production again. So that won't happen until we have water again. And in the meantime, I can see our storage is almost full as well. We'll leave that for now. So to the other diversion, there's here, there's platforms over here. And I could think about building up here and having this go all the way up here. That's going to cost a lot of material though. So instead I'm thinking, it's still going to cost a lot of material. These here. So do that. This actually can be supply. Also haulers. I think the easiest here, or the one necessity is we need to build up here. So as I was saying, the one thing we really need to do is block this one off. So some platforms and dams, that way the bad water can't go down. And now all we need to do is divert it down this way. And I'm gonna have to do it a bit like this, so that they can build all of these. I'm actually gonna prioritize that and this stuff. Because once they close off here, they will not be able to reach the last levees here. So therefore, I wanna do it like this. With that, our diversion should be good. And voila, water returns. That means we're gonna have power again, which means I'm gonna unpause these so that we can get our plank production on the way. Because with all of the stairs and everything, we're gonna need it. And I might even, depending on how the wood develops, I think we can, oh, hammer still want, but I think we can reduce the farmers in here. We are quite okay on wood, and we might be able to pause 1 log pumper. That way, hopefully, at least 1 hauler. We need more beavers. Who else can I pause? Can I pause you? I'll pause you. 2 haulers. Oh, you have nothing to do. 3 haulers. There we go. That should help us a little. You can see the bridge is almost in. Very nice. So in the meantime, because this will take a while, we can have a look at the automation tab. And as I said, there's many buildings in here, and you can do extremely complicated stuff. Way more complicated than what I will ever understand. But the most simple ones, even for idiots like me, are things like the lever, the relay, so flow and contamination sensors. We have a weather station, so that one will know when it's a bad tide or a drought or anything. There's population counters, so you can do things depending on how many beavers you have, etc. So that's quite advanced stuff. But let's start with just a simple lever. And those don't need a road connection, so this little ledge here is perfect to have them a bit tucked out of the way. They cost planks and gears, levers. And where was it? I think from the depth sensor onwards, we either need scrap metal or metal blocks. As well as I think the weather station was the one I was really curious about. Where is it? Yeah, no, that doesn't need metal. It needs treated planks, for which you need pine resin, for which you need pine trees. And you need, oh, that's only gears. So you could do Badtide Diversion completely without any metal necessary, which is quite cool, I think. Previously with the sluices and everything, you always needed metal, which is often a bit further away, like here. And it's advanced buildings like the smelters that need power again. So with the tapper shack, actually, that's really cool. I like that. Anyway, automation. I'm getting distracted. So now that this is built, we can turn this lever on and off. If it's on, the light is on. If it's off, the light is off. Quite simple. If you click on spring returned, it will basically become a button. As long as you hold it or press it, it will be on. And if you pin it, it will be on the left here, and you can trigger it from here. So what can we do with this? First of all, we can rename it. And we can call this, for example, drought. So at the moment, there's no drought, so the lever should be off. And now we can go into buildings, like the lumber mills, and we can click on the automate, and we can select our lever that we named drought. And actually, let me rephrase that. Turn it around. So even if it's called drought, we want the on state because we want these two on. And now if I turn the button off, both of these will turn on. We can even do that for the gear workshop, which I will leave that paused for now. We don't really need gear. But yeah, and you could even, at the same way, have the lock pumpers connected to this so that your water is the same way connected to this drought lever. Turn everything off, turn everything on. For now, because we have water in stock and I need the haulers and workers, we will still pause this. But as you see, they are getting quite far here, and we even have almost 2 full. This one's missing a few, but you can see they're coming over and putting more in. But also, since this is so far, they actually barely have time to eat and drink. So we're gonna have a few hungry and thirsty beavers until these are built. Now you can see they're continuing over here as well. Always depends a bit which one they prioritize. And we have 7 more children on the way. So soon enough, we are actually gonna have plenty of builders. Can probably put a farmer up again. I might do that right now already, that they go in there. But you can see all of this is taking quite a lot of wood. We had almost 350, I think, when we started, and now it's getting quite low. We can actually pause the blanks, I think, because all the stairs and everything is up, so we shouldn't need them, and they're gonna use up books as well. In which case, even somebody in here, so that we have 1 more person chopping wood. We have 3. Now the waiting game begins. You can see they're actually building it quite fast. It's done! Well, not quite, but almost. We are also in a drought, so, well, they paused anyway. But for argument's sake, let's put this on. Oh, actually, let's not put this on. And unpause even this one, because we have gotten a bit low with the increased amount of beavers. We've also been using up almost all of our wood. So, right now, this will not work as a bad water diversion yet. We still need to put in the floodgates. But before we do that, we need to build 1 more levee here. Highest of priorities. And once that is done, we can start removing the stairs here. Build these 3 floodgates, for which we do not have enough planks. I did not plan ahead. Oh well. Or maybe, how much should we get back? 3 planks. We need 4. Well, with these stairs, I think we might manage. So yeah, that is in. So I can remove that. Add a path. This up. And then to 3. Highest, second. This can stay at normal. Let's see how to do. And once I have those 3. Can I put planks in here? I can. Should make life easier. There we go. Now we have planks in there, so they don't need to work long for this either. There we go. Then we can delete this. Get our last planks in that we need. And then put the very last floodgate in. And, oh, that's not the button I wanted. What we can do now is we can automate these as well. And here it works a bit different. You can say, like, if it's turned off, what should the height be? And if it's turned on, what should the height be? And now I don't know which way around we are. So that means, no, this way around. Okay. So you have nothing to do. We'll delete this and actually unpause you, and you. We have still 2 unemployed beavers. This is up again. We almost forgot. This needs to be deleted, and there needs to be a levee in here. Oh no, we almost messed this up. No, pause. Don't build this. This could have gone bad. As you can see, this hasn't been built. They weren't able to reach this, so that's bad. Oh well. So the other thing I wanted to do, because I don't like how the water is at the moment, I'm gonna actually delete all of this and put in another pump. So delete this, so the water doesn't get dirty. They can pick this up. That here, actual water storage. We can put tank here. They're not reaching. Oh, I don't have planks, of course. So now I can actually put these just normal ones again, so they don't really need to move things there. It's more for whenever they need to have that anyway. We can see though, the poor lumberjacks over here have to walk all the way to put that into storage. So we might actually put these also on haulers. That flag up there is not a good. I want that over here, or 2 rows that way he reaches. Yeah, that's fine. He can have this bit, and he can have. What's taking so long? This is built. This still needs planks. Okay, should be fine. Should be fine. We get a 3-day warning if drought comes. Bad tide. That should be fine. That's in. Means we can unpause this. And there we go. That hopefully will work the way I think it will. And bad water will go out here and it will no flow back. That would be bad. This we can actually also unpause. So we get a bit of stock. And then we don't need as many builders anymore. And we can see that these beavers are somewhat lazy, and that's because our log storage is full. So we might actually look into expanding that. And I'm thinking, we have 1,000 signs. We don't have the planks or gears just yet, but this will store 1,000 logs compared to 180. So this seems like a really good option. It needs to be built on the ground, but that we can do. So let's put that one here and then just, oh, this actually we can put like this. So these three only have to go in here. Gear storage, on the other hand, are grown at these. Then I will instead do like this, and we can forge a path through the... How's this coming along? Oh, we also need to... That is to store water, and we will tell this to lock. We have the planks in, we just don't have the gears yet. That sends our list producing. Good on food, a bit low on the potatoes, but that's fine. That is fine. I'm actually wondering if this one is really necessary. This stores 30. I think actually what I will do, put a small one here for raw potatoes and switch this one over to grilled potatoes. How are we getting along? Almost there. Almost there. And all these lazy beavers will start chopping wood again. Come on, 5 more gears. One more day and it should be in. It is in. Look at it. Underground storage with capacity for 1,000 logs. Isn't that beautiful? And look at them go. Immediately carrying a lot of wood over there. And these are all chopping away. There they go. Oh, that was the forest. Never mind. Here goes a Zeebo. And I think I'll leave it at that. If you liked it, send it to a friend, leave a like, share it, subscribe if you want. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.